Hey there, my friends. Matt Powinski here, coming to you live today from my home office here in Atlanta, Georgia. And I want to take a minute to talk about the power of setting your intentions and the power of decision making. So, if you don't know much about me, I got fired from my job back in January, and prior to getting fired from my job, actually, I'd actually set some intentions that I'd like to share with you here. So I'm going to pick up this camera and kind of get a little closer to the whiteboard because you can't really see it too well from this far away. But as you can see here, I actually wrote this stuff on my whiteboard when I got it back in probably in, I think it was December. If not, it was November, but December, I think. I set some income goals here where you can see in January, I intended on earning $800, and I basically have this timeline here that moves along to where, in March, you can see I have an income goal of $1,000 in March, and 4,000 by the time April got around. Just kind of skipped a few months, and just have some income goals here like monthly. And really my end goal was to be able to achieve my first 5-figure month online by December 2012. You see I have 2013 there, that's going into the next year. But this is my timeline of my income goals, basically an intention that I set. Let's see if I can get this camera back on here, positioned somewhat correctly. So yeah, these are some of the income goals that I had actually set. My intentions, I set my intentions. And, then this was actually some income goals that I set before I got fired from my job. And then, in January, when I got fired on January 11th. I knew I was tired of the 9-to-5 life, and I didn't want another job. So, if you've been on my blog, you've probably seen, I basically had two decisions to make. One, I could go look for another 9-to-5 job, some other traditional job to generate some income. So I can stay alive, pay my bills and whatever. Or two, do what I knew I wanted to do, and that was become a full-time internet marketer and, leverage the power of the internet to essentially put my income on autopilot and, really be able to start generating a substantial income that allowed me to have some time freedom as well. Maybe you've seen my story, maybe not. But anyway, I was forced with that decision. Was I going to just basically pursue my dreams and become, an internet marketer and get my income on autopilot here, or go back to the 9-to-5 life that I already knew I didn't want it? So, anyway, after getting fired from my job, obviously, you probably know by now, I decided, I was going to become a full-time internet marketer, pursue my dreams, and follow, the intentions that I had set. And along the way, I actually kind of kept like a little notepad here of like my earnings and stuff. And really, my monthly goals were right up here on the whiteboard here in my home office. And I mean, I looked at this thing all the time. It's kind of funny, like looking back on it now, just thinking about it now. But after getting fired from my job, I had to like really kick it in gear and just like really go through this grind phase in my life. I guess you could call it like the grind, going from basically not really having any success online to finally like achieving, some goals and stuff. So in January, my income goal on the board here, you probably can't read that, but it says $800 for January. And in January, I did $677 in January, and that was short of my goal. Now, granted, I got fired on January 11th, and that was there's a lot of adjustments going on there. I'll save that for another video, another blog post. But it was a huge adjustment, going from 9 to 5 life, having somebody always telling you what to do, what time you got to wake up, what time you got to go eat lunch, when you got to do this task, that task. I mean, going from that to running basically your entire life on your own, there's a lot of adjustments there. Very unique, exciting process with a lot of uncertainty and doubt. That a lot of that sort of stuff you got to overcome. That's kind of one of the big things that, for me anyway, transitioning into becoming a full-time internet marketer. But anyway, you can see I came up a little bit short in January, but that was my best month yet in internet marketing. In December, prior to November, I hadn't really made any money online. Then November, I'd actually, finally started getting my first sales, and I was like, heck yeah, I'm going to do this. Like I figured it out, I cracked the code, or whatever. I mean, there is no secret code. It's just about the code is learning and applying what you learn, and that's what I started doing in November. But so December rolls around, and I have an even better month. I think I made almost $400 in December, and then January, had my income goal set there, shooting for 800, got 677. Not bad, but whatever, we'll take it. So February rolls around, and it looks like my income goal, the intention that I had set was 900, and I earned 1807 online. So 1807. I'm going to start writing these bigger so you can see. So that was the first month there in February where I exceeded my goal. My goal was $900, and I made over double that, $1,807, $1,800, or $1,807 online in February. And so that was very exciting for me because, I mean, I'd almost cracked the 4-figure mark there. I know that's like a big, like a goal a lot of people set. They want to start making like $1,000 online per month. And that's a pretty good goal to have. I might recommend setting that one. But then the following month, in March, my income goal was $1,000. I don't know if you can read that, but I actually did just short of 3,000 in March. We got 2930 on here. So I did almost $3,000 in March, and that was just like breakthrough for me, coming from, not making like any money online just several months ago to being able to, I mean, this is getting close to like what my old employer was paying me for, a month of work. So that was like incredible because like that's enough to like start, that was enough to like be able to cover like all my living expenses and everything. I calculated it out, and I mean I needed a little bit under, I think like 2,000 per month to be able to pay my current, at that time, my living expenses. So I figured, once I got to 2,000, I'm good. Like I'll be able to maintain this and focus my time and whatever and keep building. But so then for April, I have this income goal here of $4,000 in April, and the funny thing is, like, moving along through these months, like, like I had my income goal set for like $800 in January, and I made 677, and like come the end of the month, I'm adding up all these numbers, and I'm like, wow, how am I gonna like beat that next month? Like, that's crazy. Like, how am I gonna be able to beat that again next month? And then same thing, you know, for February, um, I made like $1,800. I'm like, wow, how am I gonna be able to beat that in March? Like, that's pretty good. Like, how am I gonna be able to beat $1,800? And then, you know, what do you know? Like, March comes and goes, and I did it again. You know, like it's crazy. So, I mean, that's just kind of the power of setting your intentions, and I encourage you to set your intentions too. But let's keep moving along here. April, my income goal is 4,000. Now that is like pretty much like on par, or like you know what I was being paid at my old salary job. Um, so like if I got there, I would just like heck yeah, you know, like if I can make the same amount of money that I was being paid by my old employer and being able to do what I want like all day, have time freedom, then like I mean there's like no going back after that. But so April, my income goes 4,000, and I did 4,833. Um, so I mean I exceeded it by like 1,000 again. And then you know like, this is the crazy part here. You know like I saw that like $4,883. Like, how in the heck am I going to be able to keep increasing my income every month? And really, that was kind of like a goal on the back of my mind. You know, like I just wanted to keep making more every month. You know, the next month than I had made the previous month. So, but then in May, something magical happened. Honestly, my income goal, I don't even have one there. Like I skipped like May and June and went like to July. My income goal for July was 6,500. And whatever happened in between April and July, I just knew like I didn't want to set exact numbers there, give myself a little bit of like room to play, I guess you could say. I just knew I wanted to increase like more than the previous month. But in May, I did. Let me write this number down here. That arrow is pointing to May. I did 16,147 in the month of May alone. Now that is a significant boost, a significant jump from previous months there. And if you remember, the first month that I intended on earning five figures, I wanted just to get to five figures per month by December 2012. We're still not even there yet. Right now, I think it's early October right now. You kind of lose track of days sometimes. You know, when you don't have somebody giving you your schedule, you kind of just whatever. Time flies. Just have a good time all the time. Kind of forget about the real world calendar and all that sort of stuff. But you know, that really just kind of shows you like how quickly you can actually achieve your goals if you set your intentions and make a decision. So, I mean, to come from making like no money online at all back in November, December, getting fired from my job, I made a decision, I set my intentions, and boy, look what has happened. Over the course of January until now is October, all in here, all the way up to here, I have already made, between me and my brother, my partner, working together, we've already made over $100,000 online in our first 10 months on the internet. So that's pretty crazy kind of just to look at it from that perspective, this all started with me making a decision and setting my intentions on, what I want out of life, very specific about the income goals, and, wanting to achieve time freedom. Um, and, like we still have 2 more months to add on, but really, I mean, when I got started into like internet marketing, um, primarily it was about making money. I wanted to create income that was enough so that I didn't have to go to my 9 to 5 job every day. Let me get a drink of this latte here. I love Starbucks. Work from Starbucks all the time now, instead of my cubicle or um, now I pretty much just work from wherever I want, whenever I want. If you've been on my blog, you probably noticed like over the summer, like in July, we can talk about that. In July, like my income goal I have here is like $6,500 for July. And I mean, I don't know, like I kind of stopped counting after like, like May or June. Like it just didn't matter anymore. Like I was just making enough money online that money became like kind of like a secondary thing in my life. I made enough to like pay all my expenses, reinvest back into my marketing, and basically be able to do whatever I wanted, really. I mean, within reason. I mean, July, pretty much I took like the entire month of July off. I worked like probably about 4 hours per week. One of the books that I read that initially kind of got me interested in all this stuff was The 4 Hour Work Week by Tim Ferriss. And I was just like, wow, 4 hour work week, that sounds interesting. I'd like to do that. So in July, I finally got to the point where I could do that if I wanted to. So I gave it a try, in July. I really didn't even like intend on taking the whole month of July off, but it just kind of worked out that way. Like I went home to visit some friends in Indiana for the 4th of July. And from there, like I talked to my dad, and he invited me to like come out to our cabin in Pennsylvania and hang out there for a week. So, I was like, all right, yeah, like I'll do that. Why not? I don't have to like go back to work or anything, I guess, next week. And my income's pretty much flown in on autopilot anyway. So, I decided to do that. So like, I went out to this cabin in Pennsylvania and went camping in the mountains for about a week in an area where there's actually like no cell phone reception, no internet reception. Pardon me. No cell phone reception, no internet reception, and just kind of like just took like some time off, and came back to technology about a week later, and I still made like $1,000 in that week, doing absolutely nothing, just basically letting my systems run themselves. And so that was a pretty neat experience, and that was just like 1 week in July. After that, my brother and I, we just like spontaneously packed up our bags and decided that we were going to drive out to Colorado and start exploring the West a little bit. So, that's what we did, I mean, just we woke up basically one morning, we'd kind of been talking about it, and we're like, let's just do it, and like kind of did some laundry, packed up our bags, and drove out to Denver, stayed in Denver for like a week or something. And then we kind of did like a tour through the whole state of Colorado. We went out to like Aspen and Telluride, just like amazing, like little small town, like amazing places. We'd actually looked at some apartments out there. We were considering moving out to these like small towns and just kind of like getting away from like society, I guess you could say, and just kind of running our own show online and stuff. But we didn't end up doing that, but we did like explore, and it was like really cool experience. And just like be able to kind of pop into a coffee shop down in Telluride or whatever, and just kind of like make sure stuff's still running on time, 4 hours per week. But like really, I mean, 4 hour work weeks, it sounds pretty appealing. Maybe if you're trapped in like some sort of job that you don't enjoy, but I mean, when you enjoy what you do, you want to know like what's going on. Like I really didn't like 4-hour work weeks personally. I mean, it's cool to be able to like get away and do whatever you want or whatever, but you know, I would say probably the perfect work week for me is probably about 20 to 30 hours per week, somewhere in there. I don't really keep track of like how many hours I work and stuff, but like, you know, I probably do about 20 to 30 per week, unless I'm really just working really hard on something. But I mean, it doesn't even feel like work when I'm working. It's just like me building my business. Like I know if I'm working hard on something, like, you know, it's basically I'm working to like put something on autopilot in the future. So I'm not sure if that makes any sense really, but you know, that's like the whole point of the internet is to be able to like leverage your time and use the internet as a tool to like automate, you know, the stuff you're doing online, automate your income, you know. So I just wanted to make this quick video here and talk about decision making and setting your intentions. You know, like it's kind of crazy to think back about it, but you know, like back in January, I was forced into a decision where basically, you know, I had to decide, you know, am I going to do like what I want to do with my life here, or am I going to go to another 9 to 5 life job, you know, some other 9 to 5 job, and just kind of settle for mediocrity, like knowing that's not what I wanted to do with my life. So I made a decision, you know, and if I didn't make that decision, like where would my life be right now? I wouldn't be in front of this camera right now shooting this video. You wouldn't be watching this video. I probably wouldn't have made $100,000 on the internet in the past 10 months. I probably wouldn't have made $16,000 in May. I mean, there's no saying what I would be doing right now if I didn't make a decision. But it's easy to look back and kind of reflect on that stuff, you know, looking back on it. But I mean, I know like it's not always easy to make a decision to, you know, kind of step out of your comfort zone and try something new, or really just kind of go for what you want to do in life. But I encourage you to, you know, set your intentions and make decisions that you know you want. I mean, I know in January, you know, like my head's telling me, you know, do the smart thing that, you know, do what you've been told to do, what you've been programmed to do, you know, go get, like, play it safe, get a 9 to 5 job, you know, get another job. But, I mean, that's not what my heart was telling me, you know. You know, my heart's telling me, do what you want to do. I mean, you know what you want to do. You know you've got good information sources. You started to figure this stuff out and you're getting results. You know, you just gotta take action, massive action, and you know, like I just kind of followed like what my heart was telling me to do and told my brain to shut up. You know, it's like, geez, I've been doing all this stuff that I don't want to do for so long now, and I think, you know, at that time I just felt like I owed it to myself to give myself a chance to, you know, pursue some of the dreams and stuff I have in life. So just wanted to kind of shoot this video and share it with you guys because I really thought this was something powerful. I would recommend it if you don't have a whiteboard with like income goals and stuff. This was like a tool that really kind of acted as like some sort of guide in my life in a way. Something I saw those income goals every day, and you know, I wrote that stuff's been up there for about a year now, I guess. And I mean, I probably won't even erase. I try to. We could try to maybe erase a little bit. Actually, it kind of erases a little bit there, but before I erased it, I knew I wanted to shoot a video and just kind of share some of that. So, the power of decisions, the power of setting your intentions, right here, living proof. You know, it's hard to say where I would be right now if I didn't make a decision that I knew I wanted to make, that I wasn't completely sure of myself of at the time. In fact, I was very unsure of myself, and there's a lot of things I had to do to kind of deal with that uncertainty. Reading like personal development books, like a lot of days, I'll just take the afternoon off. Like I'd work hard in the morning and then go down to Piedmont Park here in Atlanta, and just kind of pop in the earbuds. I'm an Audible subscriber, which is like audiobooks. I listen to like a lot of personal development audiobooks to kind of help me deal with the uncertainty and all that stuff in the beginning of my journey. But I mean, I'm not encouraging you that you just like up and like leave your job today and like dive full time into internet marketing. I mean, that was like a little bit of an extreme scenario for me. At that time I only had a couple $1,000s in the bank. Like I knew it was enough to get me through maybe like I think it was like 3 months or something I had saved. And I mean, there's some stress there and stuff to deal with. So, I mean, I wouldn't like encourage it that you just like quit your job and dive full time into internet marketing. But I mean, if it's something that if you want like more time freedom and financial freedom, is something that really, truly, I believe, especially after my experience here in the past 10 months, like I believe truly that anybody can do this. It's just all about applying your time correctly, and setting your intentions, knowing what it is you want out of life, and making a decision, sticking with it. So I don't want to ramble on too long in this video, but I hope this kind of helps you learn a little bit more about me, and just like some of the success that I've been able to see in the past year, strictly from setting my intentions and making decisions. So that's pretty much all I have to say in this video. So I hope that this helps you out. I'm probably going to post maybe some links to some resources that help you, or maybe, I don't know what I want to do with this video yet. I was just kind of shooting it here. Kind of want to get it on video because I know it's something that could be useful for you. And anyway, I'm not going to ramble on any longer, but Matt Polinsky here, live in Atlanta, Georgia, and I am signing off here now. So I will chat with you soon.